What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we're shooting sort of a different kind of video. This is a different kind of format I'm trying. This is sort of just casual technology conversation reviews. I'm joined by the beautiful Jessie, and we're trying this for like the 5th or 6th time now to just record a general casual video review on a device that I recently picked up. So recently, today's video is actually on the Xiaomi Mi Box, which is an Android TV video player.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, so basically, so just to give you guys a little more context, so we've been you got me the NVIDIA Shield 4 years ago, 2015, for my birthday. Yep. Amazing gift, and we've been using that as our center of our home entertainment ever since.
Yeah.
So we've been using it for 4 years.
4 years.
We do everything on it. We watch YouTube videos, watch Netflix.
We cast all the time.
We Chromecast all the time. We watch Food Network. We watch.
Yeah, Food Network, HGTV, all the TV channel apps that we love.
Right, we're millennials. We're cord cutters, so we don't have cable TV, right?
Yeah.
So that's sort of been the experience. Now, the other really great thing, one of the reasons why I wanted the NVIDIA Shield player in the first place was it's a 4K player, right? And it also has a Chromecast, so it's sort of like a double threat, right? So recently we had the Super Bowl, and I wanted to entertain here in the office, and I got a TV. And that TV has Roku in it, but it kind of sucks, right? Like everything we were watching on Netflix, it was low quality. It didn't do any 4K in that Roku player. At least I couldn't get it to do any 4K. And it was kind of a bad player. And then the other thing we really like to do is we like to Chromecast a lot, right? Yeah. So I'll be watching something, you'll be watching something, we'll cast it. So I wanted to bring that same experience here to the office, wonderful office, where I record all these videos, right? And where we've been chilling and kind of hanging out. So originally I was going to get a 4K Chromecast. Yeah. Right? And I was looking on Craigslist. I found a guy selling it. And I was like, oh, awesome. It's $50. Why not? Then I did some research on the internet and I found this guy. And this is the Mi Box. So the Mi Box is an Android TV player very similar to the NVIDIA Shield. It's capable of doing 4K. It can play video games. It's got a bunch of other really cool features. However, it's a little bit different, right? There's a big price discrepancy.
Yeah. This one is way cheaper. And I honestly never heard of this until you discovered it while looking online.
Right, and I never heard of it until I discovered it while looking online. Yeah. So we both didn't know about this, but I wanted to bring the exact same experience that we have in the living room here in the office without spending a ton of money. Because, like you said, it's way cheaper. This is $65. The NVIDIA Shield TV, brand new today if you buy it, is $180. So that's a considerable amount more money. That's more than double. It's triple the price, right? Something around there. My math is bad, but it's around triple the amount of money for that same exact player to get the same experience. Now, obviously, if something still to this day, 4 years later, still costs 3 times the amount of something new that's come out, there's got to be some major differences, right? You've played around with this very little bit. Give me your quick review or tell me your initial thoughts of the Mi Box in compared to the NVIDIA Shield.
I mean, it's got Android TV. It's very familiar.
Right.
So very easy to use, coming from NVIDIA Shield. The remote to me felt a little similar, not physically similar, but like
I have it here in front of you now, so now you can click it.
It has more options than the NVIDIA Shield button.
Yeah.
So to me, I compared it to the Roku remote, even though it doesn't feel like a Roku remote.
It doesn't have that touch bar anymore. It actually has physical buttons for volume.
Yeah, yeah. I honestly like that because you know how many times we accidentally the remote was next to us and it would just raise the volume or lower the volume or pause our show just because of the simple touch, which is what we don't like about Apple TV remotes. The worst. Right.
Yes. As much as I'm an Apple fanboy, we both don't like Apple TV. We both hate the remote. We hate the interface. We hate the application. So we're not Apple TV people. We're both iPhone and Apple users, but not for their TV experience.
Yeah. I mean, and that's honestly my quick review. I didn't get that much experience with it. When we first set it up, I noticed that 4K wasn't really 4K. But you mentioned that it was related to our Wi-Fi. Yeah, so I think for the price, it's a really good device.
So something I'll say you probably like about this remote that you didn't mention was the size. So we always lose the NVIDIA Shield remote.
That, you know what? I didn't notice that until you said that just this moment. We always lose it in the little cracks of our couch because it's so much thinner. And I guess feeling out. I mean, the NVIDIA Shield remote feels
more premium, right?
Yeah, more premium. It's like shiny. It's got more weight to it, even though it's smaller and thinner than this. But this is nice that it's a little bit bigger. You won't lose it as much, hopefully. I mean, still a remote. You're always going to lose remotes, but this is harder to lose than the NVIDIA Shield remote.
Because that slips between the couch all the time.
Yeah, and the cushions.
The floor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you my initial experience and sort of between yesterday when we first tried this and now. Initially, when we first tried the Mi Box, it was a little bit slow and clunky. It wasn't the same experience that we get out of the NVIDIA Shield. And that's because the NVIDIA Shield has a Tegra X1 processor. It's an old processor, but it's still great. It has great graphics. Obviously, NVIDIA makes it, so they obviously are able to put more power into it because they're a chip manufacturer. So they can make it for cheaper, right? But one thing that my initial experience versus now is much different, right? So initially, we weren't able to get it to play any high-quality video. It wasn't playing in 4K. Even though this is capable of playing in 4K, initially out of the box, it's set to 720p, right? And that's a good thing because if you buy it as a brand new customer and your TV can't do 1080p, you don't want somebody buying your product and saying, oh, it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
So it's good that it's set to lower resolution. Initially out of the box, it is set to 720p. You can bring it up to 1080p, 24, 30, 60, and then 4K, 24, and 30. So it is capable of doing 4K, but only up to 30 frames per second, which is a problematic for me, right? And it's not that I actually watch videos in 4K. It's that if I buy a device that's capable of doing a certain resolution, I'm going to want to push it. I want to really try it. Because that's how I like my technology. I like to get the best I can possibly get. So it's a 4K video player. Now, that was one of the experiences. The other experience was getting this to actually play videos in 4K. First off, casting via Chromecast, it does work perfectly fine. It can play in 4K, 4K YouTube, 4K, no problem, right? When using the native applications, YouTube actually does play in 4K, so does YouTube TV. However, Netflix, the application, does not offer the 4K Ultra option. This might be something I need to do more research on. Maybe it needs to be something that needs to be sideloaded or updated.
Yeah.
But out of the box, or at least the Netflix player that's on here as of right now, doesn't play in 4K. Biggest issue, not necessarily, depending on your upscaler on your TV, it may not be an issue. Another major issue I noticed about this device is actually the fact that out of the box, when running it in 4K, it runs ridiculously slow. Ridiculously slow. When you drop it down to 1080p 60 frames per second, though, it runs perfectly. Like, perfectly. It runs just like the NVIDIA Shield. No issues. The interface is smooth. That's one thing we both noticed. The user interface is really slow in 4K. So like I said, it's a 4K media player because, honestly, it performed its best in 1080p 60 frames per second. So basically, you're getting a lot of what you're getting out of the NVIDIA Shield at a fraction of the cost, which I think is absolutely fantastic, especially for a $65 media player. A Chromecast Ultra, which can do 4K, sells for $70, right? So this is $65. It's $5 cheaper than the Chromecast Ultra, and you're still getting quite the amazing experience, very close. One thing I don't like in regards to the remote, everything you said I agree with. It has more buttons. It's more usable. I don't like how cheap it feels. I do like the fact that it is a Wi-Fi remote, so I still don't need to aim it at the device. However, I don't like how cheap it feels. The buttons, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's really clicky and it feels really cheap. I don't like that experience. It does have the microphone in it, so you can speak and talk to Google Assistant, which is something you like to do, right? So you can talk to Google Assistant with it. It does offer a live TV function, even though I don't know what that does. I haven't pressed it. And it does have a Netflix button on here. But other than that, the remote it feels kind of cheap, so I don't really like that. As far as the actual device itself goes, it has the optical audio. Oh no, it has a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. I thought that was optical audio, but maybe not. It has HDMI in the back, and it has one USB 3.0 port, which, yes, I can confirm that you can use it with an Ethernet port. So it doesn't actually have an Ethernet port with it, but you can attach a USB Ethernet adapter, and it will give you hardwired. I prefer my media devices to all be hardwired. I don't like really Wi-Fi. As you mentioned earlier, when we first took it out the box using it on Wi-Fi, because our Wi-Fi wasn't working, we had tons of issues with it. The quality was really low. The bitrate was really low. So that's something I didn't like. Okay, so to sum it all up, at least for me, I think this is a fantastic piece of hardware for $65. You're getting what you're paying for. It's definitely a better value than the regular Chromecast as well as the Chromecast Ultra. considering the fact that you can still Chromecast and you still have access to all the Android TV applications, YouTube, Netflix, HGTV, HBO, all those different applications as well. This technically can play video games. So you can attach a Bluetooth adapter to it, and you can play video games on it. Would I recommend it? Not really. Have I ever played any video games on my NVIDIA Shield that can actually game at 4K? Never.
Never, yeah.
So the reality of the situation is, if I'm going to play video games, I have a PC, I have a PlayStation 4, and we have a Switch. I'm going to play video games on those. So I don't care that it can't play video games. It has a quad-core processor. They claim it can do 4K HDR. It's capable of doing HDR, but that's a whole conversation I don't want to get into. You be with HDR, nit brightness, all that stuff. It is capable of doing HDR. It, like it says, has Chromecast built in, has Google Assistant built in, which we don't use. We only use the Google Home.
Yeah.
And the other one has DTS, digital audio out. So I guess that is a digital audio out, not a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And that's it. So overall, I think it's a great value, $65. Really can't go wrong.
Yeah, not at all. Good gift idea.
It's a great gift idea, especially for a techie. Maybe I'll put it on my holiday Christmas gift list this year.
Yeah.
Like I do. I don't know. But I think it is a good gift. Personally, after using it in 1080p, I know yesterday when we first did this, I said if I could get a used Chrome Shield TV, I'd replace it. After using it in 1080p 60 frames per second mode for the interface, I would not buy a used NVIDIA Shield. I would stick to this device. It's smaller. It's more convenient. It can be hidden behind the TV, maybe attached with some Velcro behind it.
Yeah.
And for that convenience factor, as well as the cost effectiveness, I think it's worth it. I think I actually might buy one of these for my parents because they still use Roku. So
That's true.
yeah.
Like I said, good gift idea.
Right. Good gift idea. Now that you mentioned it, so I thought of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. That's
it. Okay. So cool. So that's it for this review of the Xiaomi Mi Box, right? I think it's by Xiaomi. I'm just gonna say the Mi Box because if I'm wrong, the internet is gonna destroy me. Yeah, but that's it for this review of the Xiaomi Mi Box. If you guys have any questions about this device, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Also, I will leave a link to it if you want to buy it down in the comment section below. I got mine from Walmart, but I'll leave an Amazon link in case you guys are interested in picking it up. Also, while you're down there, don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you guys are not already subscribed. Once again, guys, my name is Fran. Thanks for checking out this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.
Bye.